What is up, guys? Smashing Pumpkin here, coming at you guys with basically my card review and what I figured out you can do with this guy. He's Nigitama, he's the spirit and legacy of the Valiant, and I feel like he's really broken. He's going to be really good when he comes out, and he's kind of flying under the radar of a lot of other cards that are coming out in the set. But yeah, you do have actually finally a viable spirit deck, which is exciting, because spirits have been shit forever. But I'm basically going to, this is just like the stock deck that I've been working with so far, and then I'm basically just going to go through the main play that I discovered. Yeah, we're just going to cut to that right now. Alright, so first things first, shout out to Machina Mechlord. I'm going to have a link to his channel over here. He helps me out with, like, doing videos, and he's a really good, like, live streamer and stuff. So be sure to check out his videos. But yeah, that was kind of a segue. This is kind of the main combo of the deck. It involves Nigitama, Aratama, and Kage Tokage. So basically, you normal summon Nigitama, which allows you to special summon into defense mode the Kage Tokage. Then the Nigitama effect allows you to normal summon Aratama, and Aratama allows you to view the deck. I probably should have organized this beforehand. Then you overlay. With your Kage Tokage and your Nigitama straight into King of the Pharaoh Lamps. Then you detach the Nigitama, and that allows you to add your Kage Tokage to your hand. And then thanks to Nigitama, you're allowed to draw a card. So, and then you get to attack, and then Aratama bounces right back to your hand. And congratulations, you went from 3 cards to 5 cards. That's pretty impressive. And then you have a 2300 beater on the field as well. You're allowed to just get, like, insane amounts of advantage, and allows you to exceed, like, kind of ignorantly. And that just is kind of how the deck flows. Nigitama and Aratama is, like, kind of like the obvious play. Like, you just go Nigitama into Aratama and search, and then you can exceed that way too. Alright, so now I'm going to cut to another combo in the deck. Thank you guys, and enjoy. Alright, so this next combo in the deck is kind of, it's not really self-explanatory, but it's something I came up with. It's a way to search out Aratama from your deck, but it's a little bit situational because Tour Guide's at 2 and creeping, and you don't play enough darks to really warrant playing more than 1 creeping darkness. But this does come up pretty often. So basically, you normal summon your Tour Guide, and you special summon from your deck bus. Then you overlay into Shadow Lich. And basically, you float on your Shadow Lich for a while, and then once he goes to the graveyard, you send your Tour Guide back to the deck. And then you can activate Creeping Darkness, because now you've successfully gotten 2 darks into the graveyard. And you get your Aratama. Shadow Lich is also really good because it's a token generator, and tokens are really, really good with creature swap, if you guys did not know. So that's another really synergistic thing about the deck. Okay, so the last play of the deck that I've come up with so far involves Izanami and then 2 Nigitamas. This one's kind of basic, I guess. In order for this to work, you also have to have Aratama in the graveyard or another spirit. So you just normal summon Nigitama, my bad, and then normal summon the Izanami. And the other copy of Nigitama to the graveyard, and then you get back Aratama to your hand. And then, thanks to you having a spirit on the field, you get to draw a card, which is fun. And then you can overlay into whatever, or just let them bounce right back to your hand. It depends on, like, the situation on the field. Alright, the last thing I just want to record real quick is just an explanation of maybe the couple of questionable cards I'm playing in the deck. First things first is Tsukiyomi. It's a dark, and you can switch it out with Aratama. And it also has some, like, decent utility, depending on what you can take with creature swap. So it can be a really cool card sometimes. And then Yaksha is kind of just like a beater. He's also water, which helps out with Abyss Dweller sometimes. And he's okay. He's not, like, that good. His effect is kind of mediocre. But you do kind of need, like, attack power in the deck, because a lot of your cards are kind of weak. Izanami is kind of obvious, but it allows you to discard and then add spirits to your deck. Add spirits from your grave back to your hand so you get some recursion going. But then also, it combos really well with Nigitama, because whenever it's sent to the graveyard, you get to draw a card, and it's mandatory, so it doesn't miss timing, which is just, like, some really fast, like, cycling. Reitsu, who's pretty decent. He's another copy of Compulse. His defense is actually really nice, too. So you can basically just, like, set him, and then, like, they attack into it with something, and then you can reveal a spirit and then bounce it, which is really nice. Maharagari, I think I'm saying that right. It's a really kind of, like, interesting card. It gets you out of bad situations where you're drawing basically nothing, and, like, it gets rid of, like, dead draws and stuff. And when you don't really have anything else better to do, you can just summon it and then just get into the game that way. The more cards you are able to see in a game, the better, so that's always nice. Tour Guide is just to like set up something on the field because your spirits are always going to bounce back to your hand. So you need to set up something on the field so you just don't get killed. Scrap Iron Scarecrow is in the same vein because you're leaving yourself wide open like a lot of turns, so this card's really nice. And then Tragodia because you are letting in attacks. You can just kind of drop it, and it's really nice. Wing Blast works with Nigitama in the same way that Izanami does, where you can just discard it, but you have to control the spirit while you're doing it. So it's going to have to be during your turn, or if they like effect valid your spirit. So that's going to be nice. And then you have Dichotomy, which is pretty interesting in the deck, because your main play involves a Reptile, a Fairy, and a Fiend. You can just get all of them back into the deck and draw 2 cards. If you don't really have something like a Battle Phase going for you that turn, which you might not. So there's that. So yeah, I hope you guys really like this deck profile. It's like a really under-the-radar deck, and I'm just bringing this to everyone's attention. Hope you guys like it. Smashing Pumpkin signing out. Peace!